ARK publishers announce cryptocurrency and future for ARK 2. Extra Life Cakes causes cakestrophy. And Nintendo patents lawsuit saved by ARK. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. Because Community Crunch 482 arrives to us with a reminder of what's happened this week, and a lot has definitely happened. First up, as Wildcard are showing themselves, TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 80s version, I think, or the 90s version, one of those early versions. They're here in ARK as a brand new collab cosmetic for you to purchase and download to use yourself, obviously following on the footsteps of the Power Rangers content that we had prior. This one boasting most of the characters that you know from the original series, as well as a bunch of cosmetics for your dinos, a range of different decor cosmetics, and holy hell, the turtle wagon is here available to, I'm guessing, put on your battle rigs. Seems to be received pretty well across the board. I'm not seeing too many complaints, but this one, it is, end of the day, I guess, a paid cosmetic that makes no difference to the actual playthrough of the game. And surely this is opening the door to even more IP collabs in the future, with, I'm sure, a lot of eyes pointing directly at that big obvious collab, right? Let it be known, way back in 2015, almost 2 weeks after ARK had arrived, there was some speculation around a Jurassic Park collab right back then. But that still hasn't happened. Could this be laying the foundations for things like that in the future? I guess sales will certainly dictate what happens next. Nevertheless, a very cool, awesome comic art strip made by whoever, I don't know, but whoever did that, you did a wonderful job at making this come to life, blending the art styles of comic and ARK to make it look like a comic book strip, and interestingly went on to influence the now running ARK Ascended event, whereby with the usual treats we've come to love from this definitely the best event all year round for ARK, greeted by things like the Dodo Rex and Dodo Wyvern to beat and claim your very own Zomdodos or Zombie Wyverns, with an absolute army of new ghost variants to encounter, to use a brand new Ecto-Lantern looking Ghostbusters like torch on them to weaken them, to get your very own ectoplasms to craft their skins with. Well, the Mousers from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are incorporated to this event, patrolling the beaches for you to kill for mutagen ooze to then use with those ghostly plasms to make the skins cosmetics for your ghost variants. I won't lie, it's a bit of a weird one to see these included into the ARK Ascended event, seeing it's a very different themed, different thing as part of a different pack. I guess it's promoting that pack, right? That's the idea there. But still, not going to complain with the addition of even more content being added to an already massive latest iteration of this Halloween themed event. But something people are complaining about is Extra Life, because of course the big charity function that runs every year, and Wildcard gets stuck in and do their own 24-hour charity live streams in celebration of, with raising for a great cause, as well as announcing a bunch of cool, awesome stuff coming to ARK in the future. Well, I'm sure you know by now the rules have changed this year around, with the rules instead being any money raised going towards the TLC of dinos, with up to 4 dinos getting TLC of every 30,000 raised. With the current vote standing not changed from last weekend, seeing the Quetzalin at first place, followed shortly by the Giga, Megalo and Aranio, with the Gali, Thyla, Allo, Bronto, Carno and Plezzy crawling behind. Still a few weeks to go, with the cutoff date seeming to be November the 14th, and with a bunch of different art creators around there all doing their charity live streams over the course of the next week in celebration of the actual Extra Life game day. I'm hoping to see a substantial amount raised beyond the 60,000 already reached. And of course, don't forget, we're getting stuck in ourselves next week, next Friday, with Aaron Longstaff and a bunch of different creators in celebration of, and any donation received through us will count towards the TLC votes as well. But that's not what you're complaining about, of course. It's the event that's running alongside this Extra Life celebration, with it now running until November the 10th on all official servers. Just like the anniversary event mid-year, you'll find party dodos wearing party hats that you simply got to kill to claim cake slices, and each one of those cake slices can offer some affinity towards either taming, breeding, imprint, XP or harvesting. However, it arrived with a few problems. Problem number one was coinciding with another event, with the ARK Ascended event, with of course Mousers occupying these dodo spawn spaces too, and unclaimed zombie dodos all littering the beaches too. A bit of an oversight. I'm sure Wildcard didn't intend that to happen, but that's heavily reducing the dodo spawns out there in the wild for you to kill and start claiming your cakes. But once you got the cakes, well, whilst the taming, imprint, XP and harvesting cakes all seem to have some form of a cooldown to reuse again. The breeding cakes, not so much. I spent quite a long time on official farming these myself, and weirdly was only being rewarded Ascendant 30% breeding cakes, which we would have been celebrating in abundance back in the anniversary event, with each breeding cake offering that 30% growth, so growing cars or gigas to full adult in the matter of an era or two. But no, with this version of this event, breeding cakes are limited to only one use at a time. So once you've fed a breeding cake to your creature, you can no longer feed it another breeding cake, leading to a lot of people unhappy about this because they wanted to insta-raise any creature that they wanted, just like that anniversary event earlier in the year. I guess in Wildcard's defense, they never said to expect the same cakes that we got with that previous event, but surely you would have known everybody unofficial, including myself, was going to be expecting a repeat of the same cakes, with seemingly a lot of people preparing babies to raise for this very event. Feeling maybe a bit too entitled complaining about this, considering it is for a charity, in celebration of a charity event. It does have to be noted that you don't now farm the simple anniversary cake slices you were in the previous anniversary event, so the likelihood of getting even more cakes is heightened even tenfold. And I'm pretty convinced by now there are no below Ascendant breeding cakes available at all. Of course, there is still a 2x event running until November the 12th, so at least you've got that 2x raising on top of anything fed these breeding cakes. And I guess with the imprint cake cooldown, then you've pretty much got to just wait for the things to raise, and imprints all done for you. Something else ARK is doing for someone, well, Palworld. ARK is doing them a big favour by being a scapegoat for a continuing lawsuit. If you didn't know, Nintendo sued the creators of Palworld for basically copying their ideas and saying, "Oh, not happening here. These are our ideas with patents we've just now created that you can't use." This seriously is possibly the worst patent lawsuit in the history of the video game industry. If Nintendo win this, it really does open up the doors to anything outlandish or generic being run to just generate even more money for a greedy company such as them. But Palworld kicked back and stood up and said, "Whoa, hang on in there a minute. Why are you pointing the finger at us when look at these other games that are doing similar sort of things to the patent you're trying to sue us for? Exhibit 1, ARK Survival Evolved/Ascended." In the actual patent, or I mean patent, I don't know why I've been saying patent this entire time, describing creature capture systems, the Japan Patent Office rejected Nintendo's patent application, citing prior art such as Monster Hunter 4, ARK Survival Evolved, and Kantai Collection. With the patent still ongoing, Palworld certainly isn't out of the woods yet, but it's a wonder how this will swing following, with either Nintendo doubling down to bring ARK under the fold, or accepting, okay, yeah, we're just trying to grab money for the sake of it because you obviously copied us, but you didn't exactly copy us. And, you know, Pokemon copied something else, didn't he? And hello there, Snail Games launched a YouTube conference that was meant to not be out there for the public to see. It's actually got a text somewhere saying confidential. It's right there on the page as we're talking. The link got out there and got spread around for everyone and their mothers to see this Snail's pitch for investing into Snail Games, whereby they went on to explain the serious sales figures ARK has definitely generated over the course of the last 10 years, and it really truly has. And whilst 1.1 million peak daily average users is definitely something to celebrate, it was way back in 2022 when Fjorda was released, and I believe ARK was free for a short period of time. But seriously massive sales figures for ARK over the last decade. And it all seemed great, all full of praise. Great to see Snail saying some good stuff about ARK for once and not implementing any crazy, weird, wacky investment ideas, right? Right? No, of course not. Come on, who are we kidding? Because before discussing ARK 2 and its diversification of monetization, that's a bit of a mouthful. Still no date, of course, of when to see ARK 2. It's somewhere in the future, but good to be reminded Vin Diesel's still on board as the executive producer. It's still planned to be cross-platform multiplayer. I do wonder if it's still going to be an Xbox exclusive. And there might be some film or TV spin-offs. Well, Snail went and advised to invest into a unique, great stablecoin marketing opportunity poised for growth. Of course it is, because the cryptocurrency bros out there are lathering themselves up, ready to dive into a new, unique way of using cryptos within the gaming industry, and especially within ARK. This is what Snail Games are proposing, a new ecosystem whereby you use crypto coins to redeem for games, DLCs or digital goods. And by engaging with Snail Games' products, you get rewarded with their stable coin for in-game engagement or more redemption of different DLC goods. Snail, have we not already learned anything you touch specifically to the ARK franchise turns into dog doo-doo? It does. Look at everything that's been released in the past that's been commanded by Snail Games, looking specifically at the most recent ARK Aquatica release, ARK Park, Pixark, and then other external games such as Atlas, which is pretty much ARK in the Sea, Last Oasis, Bellwright, Dark and Light, Dark and Light. All of these games on this list are standing to be jeopardized by a new cryptocurrency changing system, which I just can't support. Whilst, yeah, it might be a great idea for those who are actively interested in cryptocurrency, and there are a definite audience out there, I'm not convinced it's your key audience when it comes to players of ARK. Pushing this decision will drive away players. Look at recent game studios and their plans to bring in cryptocurrencies for use in their next game, and then the closure following after that. Okay, that was perhaps more related to Dr. Disrespect. But tell me, chat, if you're excited to play games such as CryptoKitties, Gods Unchained, and the most leading cryptocurrency-based games such as The Sandbox, Decentraland, and Upland. The fact is there's a giant division on who supports cryptocurrencies and who doesn't right now, and there's still quite a large portion of people out there that don't. And to be honest, is cryptocurrency going to stick around forever? Who knows? It does feel like it's on the downswing right now. Could come back on an upswing, who knows? But the point is, why the hell is Snail even planning to invest in this when you've got a game studio with a whole talented team of staff that could really employ even more to make that studio even greater, which in turn makes ARK even greater, allows more to be done within the very constrained time release schedules that ARK are currently standing by, trying to push out all of these ASA revisions of all the old ASE maps before rolling out a new age of ASA only unique maps to add to the story DLC. Invest in that. That's surely what's making the money. We know ARK is the breadwinner. ARK is most definitely the reason why Snail are going strong today, and they keep on reinvesting into wacky ideas over and over and over again. Why not just reinvest back into the company that's making you the money? I can't understand why this isn't so obvious. We've had doomed cars, we've had doomed ASE DLC, we've had doomed weird softcore apps on your phone. Why? Why are we not just going back to the source and doing what works? There's already a very apparent rise in monetization within ARK, and the many ways you can make money by even making your own money, selling premium DLCs that again Snail take a cut of through ARK and Wildcard, I'm pretty sure. The Bob's Tall Tales pack, the library of fantastic towns that's getting added to more and more. Of course, the Lost Colony DLC coming out in the next month or so. We've got an impending Bob's True Tales coming out, which I'm pretty sure is going to be some DLC pack on top. Bringing in yet another way for currencies to be exchanged within ARK is just bloating this to be a complete and utter mess. Move it out, get rid of it, and do the investments that work. I don't understand why they won't do it. I don't understand. So we're going to end it there before I continue on and this just becomes some endless rant of waffle, and leave you with Fear, Extra Life, creature votes. They're still ongoing. If you haven't got involved yet, you've got until November the 7th to rank your favourite of these creatures of this list. We went through them in depth in the last news video last weekend, and one of these is going to be the next creature coming to Genesis Part 1 as your community voted creature. How are you feeling about things? Did you get stuck into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cosmetic? I'd love to know. Please do comment below and let me know what you think about this versus the Power Rangers DLC, and hope, what do you want? What do you hope for as an IP collab in the future? Until the next one, my name is Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always,